صلاة اتصالي بربي إلهي لقياه أنس والسجود له ارتقاء يحب سجودي ويغسل ذنبي وتحفني فيها ملائكة.
الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده ولا أمة بعد أمته ولا كتاب بعد كتابه ولا شريعة بعد شريعته. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. صدق الله العظيم. Respected viewers, welcome back once again to our program Understanding Our Salah. The program is designed for us to be able to understand those verses and those chapters, those surahs that we normally recite in Salah. And normally we recite the smaller chapters of the Holy Quran, the smaller surahs of the Holy Quran, which appears towards the end of the Holy Quran. And we are starting off with Surah Fatiha. And of course, Surah Fatiha is the most important surah because it is recited in every unit of Salat, in every rakat of Salat. But before we start off, in the first two programs, we had done an introduction to Wahi. What is Wahi? What is the Quran? The Quran is Wahi from Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Kitabun anzalnahu ilayka, a kitab, the kalam, the speech of Almighty Allah that He had sent down upon Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and towards humanity. لِتُخْرِجَ النَّاسِ, to remove people from darkness to light. Now, we could give many other aspects relating to the introduction to the Quran. And anyone who would like to do so should look at books on Ulumul Quran, in which, together with the importance of Wahi, the methods of Wahi, which we have done in the past two programs, there are also other aspects of the historical aspect of how the Quran was formulated, how it was put in a book form. Those aspects which are also part of Ulumul Quran. However, since the program is designed for us to understand the Holy Quran, what we have done is we go directly into the surahs. Those aspects which are related to Ulumul Quran, people could look into it, and many ulama would also explain us, and there are other also causes that ulama do with regard to those introduction to the Holy Quran. Now, before we start off the Holy Quran, we are commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَإِذَا قَرَأْتَ الْقُرْآنَ فَاسْتَعِذْ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ. When you recite the Holy Quran, then seek the protection of Allah from shaitan the accursed. So Allah Ta'ala tells us, before you read the Holy Quran, read ta'awudh. Ta'awudh means seeking Allah's protection from shaitan the accursed. There are many benefits with regard to it. Shaykh Abdul Qadir Jilani rahimahullah has made mention that amongst the benefits which are there with ta'awudh, seeking Allah's protection from shaitan, Allah in the Quran has said, وَإِمَّا يَنزَغَنَّكَ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ نَزْغٌ فَاسْتَعِذْ بِاللَّهِ. Whoever fears an attack, whoever fears being influenced by shaitan, let him seek the protection of Allah. You and I cannot see shaitan. Although Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has informed us that he has influence over us, influence to try and influence us, not to force us to do anything. Because he does not have وَمَا كَانَ لِي عَلَيْكُم مِّن سُلْطَانٍ إِلَّا أَن دَعَوْتُكُمْ فَاسْتَجَبْتُمْ لِي فَلَا تَلُومُونِي وَلُومُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. Those who follow the dictates of shaitan would feel even further remorse when shaitan will tell them on the day of judgment. What will he tell them? That I had no authority over you. فَلَا تَلُومُونِي وَلُومُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. I just gave you an invitation towards something, you accepted. Don't blame me, blame yourself. He can whisper and he can try, but he cannot force us to do anything. After all, it is our own responsibility that we do those things that are according to his dictates. Now, what is the way to save ourselves from him? Because we cannot see him, we take the protection of the one who has created him, given him influence, given him some sort of power to be able to do this as part of the test. So therefore, Allah Ta'ala tells us before reading the Holy Quran, and on any occasion when you fear shaitan, recite ta'awudh. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Oh Allah, I seek your protection from shaitan the accursed. Repeat it many a times. Shaykh Abdul Qadir Jilani Rahmatullahi writes, amongst the benefits of it, the mu'min gains firmness in deen through the means of ta'awudh. The mu'min, ta'awudh meaning a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. The mu'min gains firmness upon deen. He is saved from the evil of shaitan. It becomes a fortress for the mu'min in which to remain safe from the evil, the snares and the whispering of shaitan. Because it was shaitan when he was expelled from Jannah. ثم لآتينهم من بين أيديهم ومن خلفهم وعن أيمانهم وعن شمائلهم ولا تجد أكثرهم شاكرين. And remember that when Allah Ta'ala expelled shaitan from Jannah and Allah Ta'ala gave him life till the day of judgment, Allah gave him the power as part of our test to be able to whisper into our minds and hearts to come away from the right path. And shaitan took a vow, I will come upon human being from the right and from the left and from all different corners upon him to try and make him do evil. And Allah Ta'ala says, very few you would find who will be grateful to Allah. Many would cave into his temptation and to his bidding and his doing. So therefore, when shaitan has got this, there's a very amazing incident in the books of history. Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam one day, outside the masjid, was speaking to two of his wives. One of them was Maymuna radiyallahu ta'ala anha. And one Sahabi went by. And after he had passed, Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam summoned him back and said, "O my companion, come back. I am speaking to my wives." So he said, "Ya Rasulullah, I never even have any doubt with regard to it. The thought never crossed me that it could have been anyone else." So Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said an amazing thing. He said, "I know that you would not have a doubt. But shaitan runs through your body the way blood runs through your body. The devil runs through your body the way blood runs through your body. Allah has given him certain type of powers. So he has this influence. And therefore I am calling you back so that he must not plant something in your mind who was my Nabi speaking to. And that doubt with regard to your Nabi could take you away and take you out of the fold of Islam." So look at how Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam explained that how shaitan can mislead us. So therefore we recite every occasion when we start off recitation of the Holy Quran, we are told to recite A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim in the beginning of our recitation. In the beginning of our salat, to recite A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillah that we recite, that comes after ta'awudh, that we recite in between the surahs. Or for example, after we finish Surah Fatiha in Salat, then we recite Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So that is to distinguish one chapter from another chapter, one surah from another surah. We don't recite Ta'awudh at the beginning of another surah. We only do it once in the beginning of our recitation. And as we had said with regard to Shaykh Abdul Qadir Jilani, through it the mu'min gains firmness on the deen. He is safe from the evil of shaitan. It becomes a powerful fortress for the mu'min against the snares and whispering of shaitan, and he gains close proximity to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. After the ta'awudh come the tasmiyah. And what is tasmiyah? Tasmiyah is the famous phrase of Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The tasmiyah is the famous phrase of Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. It is the opening of the Holy Quran. Tasmiyah is the opening of the Holy Quran. Ulama have made mention, as said, close the door of sin with ta'awudh and open the doors of mercy with Bismillah. Close the door of sin with A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim, and close the door of shaitan whispering against you with A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim. Close the door of shaitan impacting upon your deeds with A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim, and open the door of Allah Ta'ala's mercy with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Now the aspect of Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim is Bismillah an ayat of every surah, or is it an ayat of only Surah An-Naml? Now you would recall that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Holy Quran has made mention of Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim as part of Sulaiman alayhi salatu wassalam's letter that he wrote to the Queen Bilqis. Innahu min Sulaymana wa innahu Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. It comes from Sulaiman, and it says, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the Compassionate, the Merciful. So this aspect, what is Bismillah? Now some of the Imams have said it is part and parcel of every surah. Imam Shafi rahmatullah alayhi has taken that view. Therefore, according to the Shawafi, they recite Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim loudly with every surah, and at the beginning of every rakat they recite Bismillahir Rahman. According to Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim is an independent ayat. It is not part of every surah. It is one independent ayat which Allah Ta'ala has used to distinguish. It is part of the Quran in Surah An-Naml, and Allah Ta'ala has also revealed it, and Allah Ta'ala has also told us to utilize it to distinguish one chapter from the other chapter. And inshallah we will continue with Bismillah and Tasmiyah after the break.
صلاتي اتصالي بربي إلهي لقياه أنس والسجود له ارتقاء. صلاتي اتصالي بربي إلهي لقياه أنس والسجود له ارتقاء.
Respected viewers, welcome back once again to our program, Understanding Your Salat, or Understanding Our Salah. Prior to the break, just bear in mind a brief introduction. We are doing this program to understand the short surahs that we normally recite. The first two programs we did on the importance of Wahi, because Wahi is the basis of the Quran, its importance and how it was brought down upon our beloved Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. In this program, we started on of ta'awudh. فَإِذَا قَرَعْتَ الْقُرْآنَ فَاسْتَعِذْ بِاللَّهِ. When you recite the Holy Quran, then seek Allah's protection from shaitan, the accursed. So it is important for us before reciting the Quran, and even in the beginning of our salat, to recite A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim. We gave the importance and some of the benefits of ta'awudh. And remember, when a person recites ta'awudh, shaitan doesn't like it. He runs helter-skelter, he runs away, because you are seeking Allah's protection from him. Shaitan is mortally scared of ta'awudh. It is a nur from Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the hearts of those people who want to recognize Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to remove the influence of shaitan over them. Some ulama have made mention with regard to it, that close the doors of sin with ta'awudh or with isti'adha. Some has made mention of it, a hadith, close the doors of sin with isti'adha. Some ulama have said we close the door of sin with ta'awudh, and we open up the door of Allah Ta'ala's mercy with Bismillah. Then we made mention of Tasmiyah, and we said Tasmiyah means Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and Tasmiyah is a very important part of the Quran. It is a part of Surah An-Naml. Innahu min Sulaiman wa innahu Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allah ta'alu alayya wa atuni muslimin. Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam wrote a letter to Bilqis, and he wrote Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim in the beginning. So that is Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim being part of Surah An-Naml. Whether it is part of every surah or not, there is a difference of opinion amongst the ulama. We won't go into that, other than to say, according to Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi, it is a part of Surah An-Naml, part of the Holy Quran, and it has been used to distinguish one chapter from another chapter. Before we go into the meaning of Bismillah, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has encouraged us to start off every aspect of our life with the name of Allah. Iqra bismi rabbik. Read in the name of Allah. Prior to Islam, the people used to start off things in the name of the idols. Allah Ta'ala changed that in the very first verse. Iqra bismi rabbik. Recite in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then if you look at the hadith, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had said, Kullu amrin dhi balin lam yabda' bi ismillahi fahuwa abtar. Every important work or task which you do not start off with Allah Ta'ala's name, fahuwa abtar, it is devoid of blessings. So clear cut, Iqra bismi rabbik, kullu amrin dhi balin lam yabda' bi ismillah fahuwa abtar. There is both from a positive and a negative aspect to start off every decision, every endeavor, every task of ours with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Now, if you were to think about this, it has such a brief action. Not much energy and time is utilized to say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim before starting anything. Yet, it is so rewarding. It changes the entire orientation of our life. In the words of many of the ulama, it has turned mere dust into gold. That you're doing things which are normally done on a mundane situation. Right? So you normally do things, but by saying Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, you change your whole orientation. That this would not have been possible for me except with the help of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let us take an example of eating. Now, when you are going to eat a morsel of bread and you say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, one is you can eat without saying Bismillah, and one is you eat with the name of Bismillah, with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then what do you do? What you have done is this. You have now orientated your mind that this eating would not have been possible without Allah. Bismillah wa ala barakatillah. What you are saying is, oh Allah, this morsel of bread that I have, what and what went through before that morsel of bread came on my table? The farmer put the seed into the ground. أَفَرَأَيْتُمْ مَا تَحْرُثُونَ أَأَنْتُمْ تَزْرَعُونَهُ أَمْ نَحْنُ الزَّارِعُونَ. Look at the seed that you plant into the ground. Did you take it out from the ground in the form of vegetation, in the form of fruit, in the form of vegetable? What you did was you put the seed into the ground. What happened thereafter? Inna Allah falikul habbi wan nawah. 7th surah of the Holy Quran, Allah Ta'ala split the seed. Allah Ta'ala then germinated. And Allah Ta'ala put into a process that from that seed, when it came up, it required rain. أَفَرَأَيْتُمُ الْمَاءَ الَّذِي تَشْرَبُونَ. Don't you see the water that you drink? أَأَنْتُمْ أَنزَلْتُمُوهُ مِنَ الْمُزْنِ أَمْ نَحْنُ الْمُنزِلُونَ. Do you bring it down from the heavens? Or does Allah Ta'ala bring it down from the heavens? Plants, vegetable, fruit require rain. We see when there is drought and you go into the landscape, you go out into the horizon and you go out into the streets and into the country towns, and you will see that there is no greenery. You find the crop, you find the wheat, you find the maize, that it is withering away. But when there is rain, all of a sudden, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنَّكَ تَرَى الْأَرْضَ خَاشِعَةً. Among the signs of Allah, you find that the earth has been dried. فَإِذَا أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْهَا الْمَاءَ اهْتَزَّتْ وَرَبَتْ. Then all of a sudden there is rain, greenery comes up, and there is budding of sprouts, there is budding of vegetables, there is budding of fruit, and there is greenery. Where did it happen? Came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when you say Bismillah, before you eat a morsel of bread or a morsel of meal, what happens is, you are acknowledging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ya Allah, when that seed went into the ground, it could not have come out without you. When it came out, it required rain. It had nothing to do with us. It had nothing to do with our effort and acumen. It came from you. It required sunlight. Sunlight came from you. I have heard from people that many of the coloring of the fruit, the beautiful color and the texture and the beautiful smell that comes about because of moonlight and sunlight, that had nothing to do with humankind. Now, then from there, how many people required the efforts of so many different people to bring it forth from there into different phases of its production. It was brought by the farmer, then it brought into the mill, and then was made into wheat and was crushed, and then eventually it became bread and came onto your table. And you, when you say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, you are acknowledging that this would not have been possible without me, without Allah Ta'ala. This would not have been possible without Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Therefore, when you say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, you are acknowledging Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Similar with regard to going onto a means of conveyance. You are going onto your car. You are going onto an aeroplane flight from here to another place. Subhanalladhi sakhkhara lana hadha wa ma kunna lahu muqrinin. Oh Allah, glory be to you that you have been able to bring this under our control, and you have been able that through the means of the intellect that you have given us, you have subjugated these things for us to utilize. So when you make and you start off your conveyance, you say Bismillah, you have changed your entire mundane activity into ibadat. So Bismillah, to say Bismillah, kullu amrin dhi balin lam yabda bi Bismillah fahuwa abtar, is a tremendous deed which changed the whole orientation of humankind. We don't refer anything to us, we refer to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. In Bismillah, the word Bismillah, in the name of Allah, with the help of Allah, with the blessings of Allah, Bismillah, in the name of Allah. Allah Ta'ala, the word Allah, Allah, Allah. Allah is the ismi that, the name which is given to our Creator, which Allah has different names and different attributes. وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَادْعُوهُ بِهَا. Allah has beautiful attributes. Call Allah by those attributes. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Al-Malik Al-Quddus, Al-Salam Al-Mu'min Al-Muhaymin, Al-Aziz, Al-Jabbar Al-Mutakabbir. All of these are the attributes of Allah. But the ismi that, the name of Allah, is Allah. And Allah sounds the best. So Bismillah, in the name of Allah, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, who is most compassionate, most merciful. Ulama have written, the word Rahman means that being whose Raham, both this word Rahman and Rahim, they come from the root word Raham, which means kindness, compassion and merciful. Those who say Islam is not in that sense, and they give different and distort Islam. Our Quran starts off with mercy. Our Quran starts off with kindness and compassion. So Rahman is that being whose Raham and his compassion is, and it encompasses every aspect, encompasses every creation. Rahim means he whose Raham is perfect. So Rahman means he whose kindness and compassion and mercy is all embracing. And Rahim means he whose mercy and kindness is perfect. One speaks about quantity and one speaks about quality. Rahman, all embracing. Rahim, perfect. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the kind, the merciful and the compassion. What a beautiful way to start off the Quran. What a beautiful doorway to the Holy Quran. After today's program, in which we have done Ta'awudh and Tasmiyah, inshallah next week we will start off with Surah Fatiha. May Allah give us a tawfiq of understanding the beauty of the Kalam of Allah, and for us to put into practice what Allah has told us in the Quran. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
صلاتي اتصالي بربي إلهي لقياه أنس والسجود له ارتقاء يحب سجودي صلاتي اتصالي بربي إلهي لقياه أنس والسجود له ارتقاء يحب سجودي ويغسل ذنبي وتحفني فيها ملائكة